Raindrops falling like life's endless speed. In the street we move with swagger on repeat. Neon lights reflecting on the wet concrete. In this daily drip shows hypnotic heat. Every step we take, synchronized and bold. Underneath the storm, our stories unfold. In the city glow, our fashion never old. We drip in style, conquer hearts uncontrolled. Watch us move, watch us glide. Through the rain and the night we slide. Drip too strong, you can't hide. Join the show, let's ride this tide. Rhythms pounding, heartbeat, bass so deep. We don't stop, don't wait for the dreams we keep. Umbrellas spinning, dancing in our sleep. Leap in this nightly play. There's no time to sleep. Lightning flashes, sky turns bright. In the downpour, we're the light. Raindrops whisper, don't lose sight. Catch the vibe, take flight tonight. Watch us move, watch us glide. Through the rain and the night we slide. Trip too strong, you can't hide. Join the show, let's ride this tide.
Midnight shadows, city glow, neon signs. Urban genius, minds intertwined.
Drip like water, yeah we flow. Raindrops fall but they don't know. Style so fierce, we steal the show. Every day just watch us glow. Heavy bass in the night we ride. Got that swag, can't be denied. Lights a trip, colors collide. In our world, let's take a slide. Drip, drip, drop, let it rain. Fashion game on, they feel the pain. We're the storm can't contain. Daily drip, we're here to reign. Stepping out with all that flair. Can't ignore, we're everywhere. From the street to the night we dare. Fashion fireworks in the air. Bass hits hard, hearts break free. In this vibe is where we'll be. Trips of color, let them see. Daily drip, our wild spree. Drip, drip, drop, let it. Raindrops falling like life's endless speed. In the street we move with swagger on repeat. Neon lights reflecting on the wet concrete. In this daily drip shows hypnotic heat. Every step we take, synchronized and bold. Underneath the storm, our stories unfold. In the city glow, our fashion never old. We drip in style, conquer hearts uncontrolled. Watch us move, watch us glide. Through the rain and the night we slide. Drip too strong, you can't hide. Join the show, let's ride this tide. Rhythms pounding, heartbeat, bass so deep. We don't stop, don't wait for turns bright in the downpour. We're the light. Raindrops whisper, don't lose sight. Catch the vibe, take flight tonight. Watch us move, watch us glide through the rain and the night we. Raindrops fall on city pavement, washing secrets in the dark. Daily drip, the crowd's amazement. Knowledge streaming comes to spark. Thunder in the nighttime sky.
Get them ready. What up? What up? We are here. We're together.
Welcome to our daily drip show. I am your co-host Jim Jones, and middle of a sneezing spell going on here, trying to get it together. And I have with me my awesome co-host, Plain Dame. I'm gonna hand it to you while I sneeze.
Thank you. You're far too kind, Jim Jones. This is Plain Dame on our Daily Drip Show on an extra special Memorial Friday. Not to date it, but it's dated. It is what it is, but it's a beautiful day. Hope you all are out there just enjoying the time. You know, hopefully the kids is tucked in. It's pretty late. And we got a nice show lined up. A lot of things are going to get touched on. A lot of information is going to get spread in the most entertaining way that we can do so. And my man's always bringing us in, the producer, Cassius. Hey.
Cassius Pay,
Daily.
Cash Advance America, aka I Need Money, aka Money I Got, aka Cassius Pay. Roll that clip. I'm not doing it.
AKA Bully with the Bucks.
Right. Just actually just. So
Yeah, whatever.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome. We're happy you're here. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this with 2 people at least. 3 if you're nasty, because it's that late night drip.
If you're nasty.
Yeah. Look, I've been watching too much Diddy.
Yeah, you've been doing too much Diddy. Wow.
Yeah. Oh shit! I don't even know what I mean.
Where to go with that?
Speaking of piss, like wait a minute, like wait.
Halloween about to be crazy. Everybody walk around just peeing. What's about to happen?
That's what I'm saying.
Who you supposed to be? Who you think I am?
Right. Unless you got kids going potty, that is not acceptable. We are adults around here, and there's laws against.
Oh man, but you know what?
In this space,
we're supposed to be serious on this. More serious. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into. Y'all know y'all came here for that news drip, and today we're gonna go ahead and pop into a few different topics. Our first one. Before I do that, make sure y'all check us out on Instagram, X, and I feel like I'm missing somewhere. Facebook. Make sure y'all check us out. We are our daily drip show on all platforms. Make sure you holler at us, check us out, and make sure you follow us as well there. Okay, so our first topic. If you have been not watching our shows, if you have not been watching the news, then you would have no idea that Trump came through.
How about you doing all that? You gonna say what's up to the community? You gonna do any of that? You gonna tell people to drip the button? Are you gonna do none of this?
I did. I said make sure they subscribe and hit the like button. I already did that. Make sure y'all leave us some comments. Let us know where y'all from. As always, show us some love. And also, if there's a topic that we did not cover that you're interested in getting our take on it, leave us some drip in the comments. Even if we're not watching it live, we do go back and check it even after it's live to see if y'all left us anything so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
That better.
Don't be coming at my co-host like that in the middle of her
Thank
foray
you.
into the topics either.
Right.
I almost jumped through and gave him a cyber slap. Don't be playing with people.
You mind your business.
No,
Take that.
don't write a check your
Oh,
ass.
ain't nobody taking nothing. Only person taking is Trump taking that money. Okay, when I tell you the tariff situation, like you could donate money to my guy, and he said, "America first, America first. Thank you for the money." 25%. Cash is paid. Roll that clip,
Nope.
please.
No.
Roll the damn clip.
I can't yet. No. Because
Gosh.
we weren't even ready for all that. I'm over here, all these extra banners. You gave me no time. This is what I'm talking about. This is where we practice this in the back. And
We ain't about to
I
argue
mean,
on the
either
air.
you can make the band
we're gonna.
or
Oh no,
or
you're not.
or you gotta make the band.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying?
We have
He ain't
plenty
walking
to
for
talk about.
cheesecake. Hit
This,
that damn play button.
right, this clip is super short. This part of it, you got plenty of time to do your banners while we're talking. Can you roll that clip?
More tariffs. U.S. futures and global markets tumbled after Trump threatened the European Union and Apple with tariffs. Trump says he wants a straight 50% tariff on the European Union starting
Did
June
my guy get
1st
us with the
because
black
trade
power?
talks are stuck. The president is also threatening a 25% import tax on Apple unless iPhones are made in the U.S. I want to bring in ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang for more on this. And Selena, what are you hearing from the White House about these proposed tariffs?
Yeah, well, Alex, first of all, markets are rattled just after they were starting to get some relief from President Trump's trade war. Remember, Trump had paused those reciprocal tariffs on trading partners for 90 days starting in early April. We're right now about midway through that 90-day pause, but he's now threatening to impose 50% tariffs on the EU starting on June 1st, accusing the EU, saying that the talks are going nowhere, saying that the trading bloc is very difficult to deal with. Take a listen here to what Treasury Secretary
Do you want to pause? Do we talk about Apple? Or we talking about both together?
Well, ain't they both lumped in together or not?
Sort of. So we can touch on Apple and then continue this to go into the next one. So Timmy thought because he sprinkled a couple dollars, he went back to shareholders, was like, look, we're good. I know that he said he was gonna go ahead and tax everybody else, but not us, because we donated some money. And Donnie was like, is it made in America? No. Is it gonna be made in America? No. Cash is paid 25%.
He said, change y'all logo. Put another bite on the other side of the damn apple. Because y'all done played with the wrong orange person. Like, y'all better get over here. You better get the manufacturing now. That's what he said. But it may cost us too much. He said, I don't give a damn. Double cheese on my double cheese on the tariffs. Let's get it. 25.
To me, like I really think that the people who went out their way to like show that they supported, Donnie and they thought they were free, that they were in the clear. You not. If it's not made here, what's gonna be expensive? We don't have the skill set. Make it enough. That's really the type of time he's on right now. It's like, make it enough. But I gave you money. Thank you.
He treated you like that kid in the back of the lunchroom that told the funny joke the one day, and then everybody was riding the other guy, and you started laughing a little too hard. He said, "Oh, you thought you were safe."
Nah, he treated them like when a dude buy the chick the drink, and he think because he bought her a drink that he gonna get more than that little whoop-de-whoop little conversation, and she like, thank you, and walk away to her friend. He's like, hold on. She like, thanks for the drink. Then that's what happened. That's what happened.
I got that drink for her. I didn't get the drink for no booger wolves. Right?
I want run me a sex on the beach now.
Nah, it's over.
In the glass.
And just to be clear, Apple was the man in this scenario. Donnie was the chick, As in, you gave Donnie some money. Donnie said, thank you. Hey, Donnie, so you looking out for us? Nah, you asked me what I was drinking. I
That's
said,
it.
whatever it is, you bought it.
He trying to see
I
if
don't owe
that
you
three
nothing.
thousand dollar iPhone gonna come to light. You gonna see
Yeah,
what
you
it's
want
hitting
yeah,
for.
you want to test that gangster now. Since you spread that rhetoric, now I want to see y'all try to charge that and watch how y'all start come tumbling down. You like, we gave you some money. He said, hey, y'all, I'm America's first, and the best nation is donation. So let me hold something. 25. If you can't
Crazy,
manufacture it here,
crazy work, and it's. I think it's like a mixture of materials, what they say, like skilled labor. But then, if that's the case,
who
don't they
taught them
make you?
5-year-olds how to build the damn phones in the first place? Who taught them?
I got questions. Yeah, like
Yeah,
so they
they
got
come over
like
there and they teach the skill set. It's called
That's it.
high cost regions versus low cost regions in a
Mm-hmm.
globalist mindset.
I saw somebody leave a comment about it, and they were like, they don't want to. They, as in the like Apple or whoever trains, don't want to teach people here how to do some of that because they already know they're gonna take it, flip it, and then make a better version of it. And then now there's some new American brands made in
Well,
America that
I'll say that at least it's better that they can sue if it's infringing on their patents. At least
Yeah,
that's covered in America. That's
right.
they can't even sue in these other regions. Now they making phones, wee phones and way phones and
Yeah,
whoa phones,
you like
and it got
liable to
all the
get up.
same swipes and everything else.
Yeah, you liable to
but they
go
don't
over
care
there.
because it's over there. It ain't over here. They ain't in their face.
You go over there and
It's
find a
you're
pineapple
not
phone.
covered legally over there in
Mm.
order to even sue. You don't have access to their court to sue for patent infringement or anything like that. They like a patent? Well, we can pat you on the head and say, "Have a good day." As soon as you made whatever you made, you got to take it to a low cost region, as they call it, in order to make a profit because you want to sell whatever you got for 49.95. As soon as you sell about 4 or 5 million of them, guess what's gonna happen? Woo woo, way, Dayshoe, and all of that. That
Mhm.
is gonna be right there on Amazon, right next to yours for half the price.
Haiku, bacon. Like, what is a bacon phone? I don't know, but
Exactly.
it's $50 less than what they sell an iPhone for. Just know that. Same technology, mysteriously. So it is what it is. Um, he said build it here. He said if you build it, you won't be tariffed. And you like, well, I'm so used to paying what I pay. You like, it's a new day. The new day, you better get with the times or get with the fines. We already collected 200 million a day just about right now, estimated, and that's growing as we go.
That's crazy.
And they still know they're talking about some, but I thought you said we was gonna pause for 90 days. He said, yeah, if y'all playing ball and we talking about it, but we ain't talking now, is we? Leading right to the EU. Dudes over in Brussels, all comfortable like this. Yeah, we'll think about it. We gonna talk about it. He said, we ain't talking about shit. Y'all about to get hit with the 50 if y'all don't come up off of what I need y'all to come up off of. Yeah, he's a bully with the bucks, and he's a gangster with these tariffs, and I love it. I love a good war when no bullets get shot. Just money be discussed. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
I think, and this is my last part on this is I think if I were Apple, thinking from like a tech and from a marketing perspective, you've now given iPhones back into exclusivity. Because if you remember, this might be dated to some of y'all Gen Zers because you didn't have a phone back then. But when iPhones first came out, it was really expensive, and everybody, it was like exclusive to have an iPhone because everybody had a chirp phone, everybody had a Motorola Razor, like everybody had those when iPhones were like new, and to even get one, it was like, if I'm not mistaken, like it was expensive to have one, and now it's
It
going to
was
be back into
technically
exclusive.
expensive. It was not as popular. You were considered bougie. I was never one of them sidekick boost mobile kind of dudes. I
I had a chirp
started with
phone.
Apple. I started out with Apple when the first one came out because I had the iPod that looked like the original iPhone that came out. I was like, oh, okay, well, shoot, it's the same thing that I already got. I just can make calls on it. and I have been brand loyal ever since. Why? Because it's just a phone. I don't need all that
Well,
extra
now
stuff.
it's gonna cost you $3,000. You still loyal? What you finna do?
Well, I don't gotta buy a phone now, but
He
if it
said he
lasts
gonna
like it
roll
needs to
that till
last,
they fall off.
that's what
Yeah,
I do with most of them. And all
that's
like
it.
I said, it's just a phone. I'm not doing any extra things on this, and so whenever it's required, if I need to get it because of 5G turn to 10G or whatever, then maybe I'll think about it, and then I ride it out another 5 years plus if I can. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have
You
to
know how
buy a new phone every year.
man, listen, you know how I get new phones? Funniest thing. I got family members that's really glued to what's new all the time. And their phones are never really that old. They're those people that have to go and get the new phone every year, every 2 years. I just absorb their phones. Run me
But
that.
everybody can't do that. I think everybody gonna end up holding on to their phones longer. Anyways, like I
They
said,
should be holding on
now
to their phone longer anyway. We don't need
I'm
all
That's
just
what
this
I'm
saying
voice
saying.
travel.
now you brand exclusivity. So Apple, either you gonna brand exclusivity and make you the Louis phone, the phones, or you gonna go ahead and you gonna figure out what you gonna do to take that L on the prices, which I doubt because shareholders don't care. So
Mm-mm.
best of luck to you.
Samsung gonna run it up.
I think the
I
screen
had an
probably
S3
made
and
by
S4. It was
Samsung
nice.
anyway.
What you
The
say?
I said the screen probably made by Samsung anyways.
It is.
Samsung make everybody's
That's
screen.
what
Yeah.
they're gonna be like. Well, we're just gonna take this tempered glass and we're gonna manufacture it here because we're gonna avoid those tariffs. We're not dealing with what you guys deal with, but we make money either way it goes, so it don't matter.
And the other part is that it's just gonna be less workers in these areas anyway, where you just take out the manual stuff, and now you got more automation. So it's just gonna forward that aspect of how manufacturing is done.
Right.
You're gonna have a bunch of technicians in a lot of these areas, so it'll be higher cost jobs, but it'll be less people. You don't America doesn't have the amount of people that China does, so you don't need to do that kind of manual stuff. You just need to have the space in order
That's
to.
facts. 'Cause who buying all these
Yeah.
iPhones like that?
Mm.
Right.
They be just throwing these out. I'm convinced that they got these inventories. They just be just like the ones who didn't sell like an iPhone 13. You don't think there's a bunch of brand new iPhone 13s just floating around?
Oh no, all of them is in Johannesburg somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where they gonna be at.
Right. All the police officials get them with the job. As soon as you got the job, and they just hand them a phone. It's your phone, man. Listen. First of all, these phones haven't even changed in the last 4 or 5
They
years.
haven't.
Literally the
Long
same
time.
damn phone. So it really don't matter. If they stop making the phones, I don't think it would matter. Unless they do some kind of major upgrade. They like, okay, instead of 3 lenses, you got 5 lenses for your camera. Like, who
On the
gives
back
a
is
damn?
now like a shiny gold instead of a regular gold.
It
Right.
just depends because some people do certain things with some of these iPhones, right? Like some people make movies from the
Yeah.
iPhone, right?
Go
Stuff
get
like
you a
that.
real camera, my guy.
Yeah, or just buy. I mean, all you're doing is just buying lenses.
Yeah, you might as well go
Right.
get
You
you a real
download the
camera.
software. Yeah, you download the software to it. You don't need a new phone for that.
At
Long
this
as your
point,
phone.
they might as well just buy the camera. If the phone gonna cost you 3 racks, you might as well just buy a real camera.
That's
I
what
don't
it.
want to carry my camera and that phone. If I can just have a phone, and I'm gonna do that.
No, you're not. Not for $3,000. You're gonna carry that camera. You're gonna carry that phone. You got with you.
If it's
All right,
if you really passionate
Cassius
about it,
Dame, how much is a
yeah.
Black Magic camera?
Right now, at least the one that I got is 7,000, and
Boom.
then I got the other one, at least the Ursa, because it does the slow mo, it's like extra 1,500. But if you go on eBay, you can get it for a lower rate, but it's gonna cost more than that phone. But if you making money and this is what you do and you're in that industry, you're gonna spend the money anyways, because you're not gonna go get that red camera. You know what I mean? So y'all can go ahead and do your skateboard videos and commercials with the damn phone. And get over here and do these movies with this damn Black Magic cinema camera with this L lens. And this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go through this Adobe suite and have your shit looking like, Disney and Pixar came together into the Plain Dame household. and we gonna ball. While you sitting over there talking about some, if I just had enough shillings for that new iPhone. Keep that shit.
That's
buddy.
what I'm saying.
Keep
Anyways,
that shit, buddy.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll keep y'all posted on that. But going into the next one, the EU, there's as the video continues, like I didn't really think about it until I thought about it. They do kind of operate like a gang.
Yeah, and Brussels is the OG.
We not gonna move like that. You gonna send us our data? What's up? Or else what? Are we gonna sue you? What's up?
Right.
Yeah, people used to be afraid of that. It's like the GDPR stuff.
That's all I'm just saying as
Yeah.
an example. Like
Yeah.
they do operate kind of like a gang.
Y'all can, but don't really matter.
They like a gang with no guns. Let me not.
What certain people got guns now. You ain't
Bats and
gonna,
knives.
let's not take that away because
Coming
the
with gats
police
and
got
bats and
guns.
hoes.
Don't let me get my bow and arrow on you.
Right. Nah, the police got galils and everything else
They got batons.
that go yeah. They got
The
all of that.
police versus like someone's personal home is two totally different things.
They trying to take away people from having scissors out there. So
yeah, they in London out there.
Those are zombie scissors. You can
running around here with Bear Mason Diddy piss.
Oh, stay back.
Back. Don't get Cassie.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
That's hilarious.
That is not funny. But yeah, anyways, like I said, they operate like a gang. When they all get together, they don't ever just speak independently. They gotta all get together to make a
Trump's
decision.
trade war. Remember, Trump had paused those reciprocal tariffs on trading partners for 90 days starting in early April. We're right now about midway through that 90-day pause, but he's now threatening to impose 50% tariffs on the EU starting on June 1st, accusing the EU, saying that the talks are going nowhere, saying that the trading bloc is very difficult to deal with. Take a listen here to what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent had to say about this.
EU has a collective action problem here. It's 27 countries, but they're being represented by this one group in Brussels. So some of the feedback that I've been getting is that the underlying countries don't even know what the EU is negotiating on their behalf.
Now, this is just a threat from President Trump, a threat of 50% tariffs on the EU, but it would, if it went through, have a major impact on the U.S. economy. Last year, we imported more than $600 billion worth of goods from the European Union. And this comes on top of President Trump today also threatening to impose 25% tariffs on Apple, specifically targeting this company. This comes after President Trump had paused tariffs on certain tech products that are from China, which was major relief for tech companies like Apple and other companies. But the president.
You guys pause it.
No, I'm looking up what parts are made in the EU for an iPhone. I'm trying to figure out why he going so hard on
is made in France.
Like,
because the reason being is because Apple was talking that tough talk about, well, we're gonna still manufacture over in Europe. They just didn't care. They was talking real tough.
Yeah, there are parts.
Money. Yeah, they like
there's components made in Italy, France, and Germany and Austria, but most of it's manufactured in Japan, China, and South Korea. Yeah,
he like, no, we staying over here. Like Apple got real cocky. You guys don't remember that when it came out about the tariff? They're like, well, you do what you want to do, but yeah, we're gonna still manufacture over here. And Donnie was like, okay.
Like I said, he's like, look, how about I just slide? Hey, look, I'm gonna buy you a drink, baby. I'm gonna buy you a drink, right? You gonna come home with me? I hear you.
Let's talk.
Bye.
So let's talk.
Bye. Thank you for the drink. That don't mean nothing to you? Means nothing.
They sat down and talked, and then they was like, they got to talk, wasting time. And like that stripper that's waiting to get that lap dance, they like, wait a minute, this ain't going no place. You ain't pulled out no money. You ain't started talking about what song you want to hear. It's obvious you're really not trying to come to the table in a real way. So this is what we gonna do. Let me hit your ass with this tariff.
On
let
top
you
of
think about it then.
And then now I'm thinking about, we talking about out loud. Not only are you going, he's trying to let me say that. He's going to tariff Apple the 25%, but then the EU is still, if they're making those different components, like that's costly. And
Well,
then if you
it
move it
depends
here,
because
let's say you move it here, let's say you move the manufacturing here, right? Like let's say you move how you make it. If you don't break ties, right, with them, you got to pay on all them parts that come in.
Exactly.
So
well,
now
that's
you
what
gotta
he's
break
saying is
up
that you're gonna pay on the parts.
relationships.
So
Ooh, baby, you gonna break up
not necessarily
relationships?
breaking up relationships. You just have to still have to also manufacture here. That's what he's saying. Now he did
He's saying
negotiate
everybody
a
y'all
percentage
dealing
or
with,
whatever. Right.
he basically saying everybody y'all dealing with gotta make y'all way to America.
That's all.
That's
All
what
right.
he's
So let's
saying.
let's put some community drip questions out there. We got usually y'all separate. So now instead of 3 questions, how about we do 4 questions? Y'all got 2 apiece on the Apple and EU section. So ask our day drippers out there what you
All right.
want to ask them.
I got one. So if the rhetoric of the mythical $2,500 iPhone comes to fruition, is any of my day drippers even considering trying to Klarna that or whatever it is? Are you willing to pay 2,500? Or better yet, let me ask you this: do you think that iPhone is even worth that 2,500 to where
I
you're
think
gonna
they,
actually
you
be able
know
to?
what? Some of them cost almost that much anyway. Here, I'm about to look up right now how much these phones cost because I know they cost almost 2 bands already. So
They bought a soft 1,300,
But
but
when you
people
get
ain't
like the extra storage and everything,
yeah, a phone can run you 2 bands. I'm sure. I'm
right.
looking right now. Go ahead and continue. I'll let you know in a
But what
minute.
I'm saying is that it's gonna come to a point where if it gets more expensive, you don't have to credit. First of all, cell phone companies is not gonna want to tax that on to your bill. You're gonna be paying that forever. You know what I mean? Like it's not the incentive that it may. They're gonna try it, of course. They're gonna see who gonna be with it. No one's gonna outright pay that money right away. It's gonna be tacked onto their bill. But who wants that big ass bill? Because it's gonna go up astronomically in comparison to what they paid in the past for that upgraded phone. But do you overall think that it's gonna be worth that? I think somebody even said 3,000 at one point. The
I
average
can
iPhone would be 3,500 or something crazy like that.
I can
Either
believe that
way,
this 1 terabyte, if you got a terabyte iPhone 16 Pro Max, that's gonna run you if you just bought it 1,600 today.
right. And
And
that's a bit
they
much.
putting that
remember,
together
I
with
mean,
little hands of
you don't
China.
need a terabyte if you already got
I'm
iCloud.
just
You don't need a terabyte on top of that. That's just excessive
I'm just giving
for the
the
phone.
highest tier. The
Right.
lower ones you can get some for like
Like, I have all
1,200
my text
instead.
messages from 1998 on that boy for that
Right.
amount.
Depends on what you record. If you recording everything and everyone, you might need that
You know, when
terabyte. You
I'm
might not be
recording,
able
I'm over
to.
here like, I'm saying, been
Don't you do it.
around the world and now, yeah.
Nah, okay.
Okay,
Anyways,
yeah.
Next
we're gonna
question.
move on. We're gonna move on to the
Next
next.
question
What's the next question you
in
got,
regards to
sir?
iPhone. Do you guys believe that, my day drippers, do you believe that an American made iPhone is going to lack the same quality that you guys have seen from overseas manufacturing? Do you think they're going to cut corners here in America? Do you think it's a good idea or do you think it's a bad idea for it to be manufactured here? Only questions I got, because at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. I'm going to go with the phone that operates the best for the right price. That's just me, but I would love to hear from
That's
you
it.
all in regards to that.
Hmm.
And Jim Jones, what questions do you have for our day trips?
Do y'all think the EU operate like a gang?
It's the EU.
Drop some
They
drip
are
in the
a
comments.
gang of countries that are together. That
They
okay.
consider it a union, but if there's decisions being made and there's no vote being made, because usually, like, at least in America, to give, because I know we got uh our drippers that are not in America, but in America, when we have unions, you get an opportunity to vote on the people in the union as a whole that represent you. You get a chance to voice what you feel to the people in the union. Based on that video we just watched, they saying stuff being, made decision wise. They ain't talk to nobody. They ain't run that by whoever. They ain't run it by all the countries in the EU. Sound like a gang to me.
But they
'Cause
trying to
you a
run some of
union.
these. They trying to run some of these countries together like states, and you can't be. You're not the United European Union. It's whole countries that's involved in this.
But you still shouldn't be making no kind of decision without consulting somebody who a part of y'all group. And if you over here, if you France, for example, sorry, France, I don't know if this is you, I'm just using an example. If France, like, yeah. I mean, I know Italy be cool with that. Italy, like, but I wouldn't be cool with that. Why would you? Why you ain't call me? Y'all call me when somebody pulling up? But you not gonna call
Right.
me and tell me about the
it
vote?
wasn't no time. Trump said make a decision.
To
Nah,
make a decision right now.
B. We ain't no union. Call me Trump. Don't.
And look,
you know.
and the family in Brussels was like, we got this.
That's all I'm saying. Like, so drop some drip in the comments if y'all let me know if you're from a country, a EU country. Is that like just how the culture is? It's not like disrespectful to y'all because maybe we just move like that here. So just drop some drip in the comments for that. Could be just me. I could also just be petty. We can go to the next thing.
But the truth is, I'm just petty.
I might be speaking of petty. Our next article that we're gonna talk about real briefly, we don't have to spend too much time on this, is if you have not heard, there was a judge, I can't remember what the judge's name, but the judge had immigrant. So if you're not from America, we have some very aggressive deportation initiatives going on over here. And so that does not mean that everybody who was supposed to enforce it is with that. And so a judge was not
judge.
with that.
This
No,
New
hold on, I'm gonna
Jersey.
get there. There's a
Okay.
judge who was not with that, and because of that, the judge, I believe, was gonna get pulled up on to get arrested. When that went to happen, this representative, as well as like a bunch of other people, were in the vicinity and were trying to stop ICE agents from coming to detain that judge. So that's what I'm giving that context. So you can go ahead if you want to roll a little bit of that. That's what this is about. Plain Dame, I'm sure you're gonna have something on this.
Right, somebody trying to fight ICE.
Let's get right to MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin, NYU law professor and former Manhattan Assistant District Attorney Rebecca Roife, former Obama HUD Secretary Julian Castro, and Jason Hauser, who was chief of staff at ICE during the Biden administration. Okay, thanks for all coming on here. Lisa, let me start with you. Explain what's going to happen at this hearing today. We mentioned bail. She's not been arrested. She's not behind bars. So why is bail involved here?
Well, she has willingly surrendered herself to processing this morning. And part of today's hearing, in addition to reading out the charges and advising her of her rights, are setting the conditions for her not being detained prior to trial. Now, she won't be entering a plea today because there is no indictment or information. This is solely a criminal complaint, which means basically it is a list of the charges and an affidavit from a law enforcement officer pulling together his own personal knowledge and things that he's seen, for example, on the videos or read, and describing what happened during that day. In order to progress this case, within 30 days, the Department of Justice needs to bring an indictment, which means they have to convene a grand jury and have it vote a true bill.
Now, we have learned that the standard protocol wasn't necessarily followed when it came to filing this criminal complaint.
Okay, so now here's the
the
loophole.
standard
The legal
protocol here?
part.
Yeah, the standard protocol comes from the Justice Manual. It's like the Bible for federal prosecutors. It says that when you bring a charge against a sitting member of Congress, you have to do two things. One, you have to consult with the Public Integrity Unit at Main Justice with respect to any investigative steps. And then before you bring those charges, you actually have to get approval from the Public Integrity Unit. The problem here is the Public Integrity Unit has been decimated. It used to have several dozen people in it. Current reporting says there are maybe fewer than 5 people in that unit. And our colleagues at NBC reported yesterday, based on a source familiar with the matter, that those protocols were not observed in this case.
And so,
okay,
Rebecca,
we can pause if you want to.
That would suggest.
That's crazy work. First of all, learn something new every day. Did not know that like there's a process, but to me, it makes sense. Having someone in office that you about to pull up and detain is crazy work to do publicly and can really mess up them as a public servant. So I get why, but if I'm about to arrest somebody, that's like if you're on SWAT You telling someone's relative, hey, I'm pulling up at Jimmy house at 3 o'clock today. Make sure he at home. Like,
Right.
little Jimmy not about to be home. You gotta pull up on him.
Right.
What?
Right. And LaMonica, the linebacker, didn't tell them that she was pulling up to go attack ICE.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Them shoulder pads and them 3 chins, I was nervous. I was scared for homie. I felt,
She was scared for who?
I was scared for homeboy. He was trying to keep it controlled, and all he had was pushing and shoving. He had an elder woman next to her, and her chins was smacking him all in the face while she was all in his face and flexing her. My black woman hear me war shit. I was nervous for him. I'm like, Pearls was being clutched that day. Like, oh my goodness, is he okay?
I'm sure he's fine.
She was
I'm
close
sure
enough.
he was fine.
She was close enough to smell the vodka on his breath and might have got some saliva on her red blazer. I can't believe how aggressive she was being.
That is crazy work.
They
First
did
of
not
all,
vote for that. They didn't vote for that or her dietary choices.
where
voted
I'm
for
you
none of
at
that.
that? Because he doing
They didn't vote for that. They didn't vote for LaMonica, the linebacker, to come through there and talk about we won't end. It's not a Dunkin' Donuts. This is a facility that's housing immigrants. That's illegally in this country. Who invited you?
My thing is, I get that you may not be with the practices and policies going on, but I think that we as public servants or people who are able to influence should be careful about like not going with what's going on, in a sense of like there's better ways to like do it, and the legal ways, I guess you could say, to do it. Because how we gonna tell everybody else that you gotta make sure you do it the legal way, but then when it comes to me, it's like, no, I don't agree with this, so I'm about to just use brutal force. And I get that you're trying to make change. I get it. But was this the time to do this? Like, what was the significance that you had to do this now?
You were voted in.
3.5 more years, baby.
Intelligent. They thought you were smart. That's why they voted you in. That's why you're in the position you're in. You running up in there like Payless had a sale. It was ridiculous. It was just no reason for it. If we want to evoke change, I know it's not the democratic way to be smart and plan it out and actually put forth some energy into policy, and we want to just fight and bum rush and all this extra energy for no reason. It didn't call for that. First of all, wasn't no black sisters and brothers from Jersey up in there. There wasn't no babies in there. Wasn't no Dunkin' Donuts in there. Wasn't nothing in there that should have had you that hype. That's all I'm saying. If you feel that passionate about what's going on there, how about we get passionate about crime in Jersey? How about we get passionate about homelessness in Jersey? How about we get passionate about food banks actually servicing the communities there? There's a lot of hungry people in Jersey. Do you know Jersey is really still the car theft capital of the world?
It's super expensive there too.
And you worried about Venezuelan that done crept in here. Quit playing with me, man. Quit playing with me. Nothing that you did was going to solve anything. You just wanted a popcorn headline. That's what you wanted. You just wanted to be on TV, you and your 3 chins. Made no difference. Now you're getting arrested and for what?
My main thing is, if we can go to the next topic, is did we need this to be now? Like, was what happened to that tier instead of what could have been done is, this is injustice. Let's use this as a reason to, have an argument as to why change is needed. And then if something were to need that level of escalation, then you do it at that time. But like, to me, that I don't know if this was worth all that, like off top this early. I think you could have just waited just a little longer or something to make actual change, because this is not going to make any change.
You could have discussed due process like Democrats love doing. Their favorite word, due process. What part of the due process was that? Like, what were you going to do when you got in there? What were you going to do? Set them free like they were some trapped hamsters? Like, what were you going to do? What do you do when you get past grandpa and grandma standing there that's blocking you out? I don't think we thought that far. We can go to the next subject, but it's just utterly ridiculous.
Not free from like chaos. Cash is
I'm
bad.
just saying, like,
Help me.
help me. Don't let them deport me. Like, what were you going to do? Take them to a Jersey crack house and let them stay there? Like, what were you going to do? Where were you going to house them if you didn't want them there? How are you going to affect change and invoke anything? What was the plan beyond getting past them and getting your chins on TV? What was the plan beyond that?
This is a great segue. So this is a great segue. No, the
Speaking of double chins.
Speaking of double chins.
No, blowing
double
up the
chin,
spot
double
and
chin.
not but like what were you gonna do? Our next topic is about when Trump met with South African president. I'm trying to think when this was. This was a couple days ago. This wasn't there is a video too, but this is a couple days ago.
Listen to that Bone Thugs first album, Mo Murder, come again.
The article from CNN, what I wanted to point out first and foremost, before we get into the video, is that Trump ordered the lights dimmed. And then screened a video. So he set the ambiance for what he was about to do.
Right. He like Jay-Z in the studio. Turn the lights off.
Like, that's fine, but then like what happens after this? That's where I'm saying, like, what did he think was gonna happen after this? Like, oh, anyways, I'm gonna let you throw that clip when you're ready.
Safe Life perfecting your swing is home.
After Safe Life, gets their thing off, probably with their little addy ad. With a little addy ad.
The sponsor that's not a sponsor will return after these.
Let me try to get his name. His name is President Cyril Ramaphosa. I think that's how you say it, Ramaphosa.
Right. That's why he leaves the killer white. Shut up, man.
In the article, they said that the White House aides were wheeling 2 large TV screens down the driveway into the West Wing. I do need like
Ghana farmer genocide.
Crazy word.
I can bet you these 3 gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But Mr. President, I must say that we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it. Sure. And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
Turn the lights down.
What government can do, with or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land.
Cyril Ramaphosa brought his best diplomatic self to this meeting, but nothing could have prepared him for this multimedia ambush that President Trump laid out with video, with printed out news stories. This was a laundry list of debunked. This was a laundry list of debunked conspiracy theories. Some South Africans are telling me this is AfriForum propaganda. AfriForum is a white Afrikaner lobby group that's considered a white nationalist organization by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Everything, almost everything that President Trump said in the Oval Office is not true, was inaccurate, has been repeatedly debunked. I've been covering South Africa for 15 years. I know many South Africans. I've reported from farms. I've spoken to white and black farmers. And we have looked at the data from
he hit y'all with the Haitian situation. He hit y'all with the Haitian.
But President Trump said it directly to President Ramaphosa that you are seizing white farmers' lands, and then many of these farmers are getting executed. And he showed this video that purports to show 1,000 farmers buried along a road with cars paying respects. And President Ramaphosa did not recognize that video because he does not believe it happened in South Africa. There's no evidence of it. It's unlikely that 1,000 farmers could have died without anybody noticing. And that's the point he's trying to make. President Ramaphosa says we're not doing that, but President Trump insists. And then he brought John Steenhuisen. This is the Agriculture Minister of South Africa, a white man who has opposed, his party has opposed the DA, has opposed the ANC's party of Ramaphosa for 30 years. They're now in a coalition government. And he pointed out to those videos that showed Julius Malema singing that song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer, and former President Jacob Zuma. And he said the reason why we're this coalition government is to avoid those men getting into power. And he said there's no white genocide. He's just come back from a large trade show with a lot of white farmers in South Africa, but President Trump did not believe him. I think the larger point President Ramaphosa made here is that if there was a white genocide, they would not have brought these famous white South Africans, an agriculture minister, two famous golfers, even a billionaire, the luxury magnate, Johan Rupert, who all support the argument that he's trying to make here. But none of it could have prepared him for what he's undergone in this White House confrontational meeting. I expected it to be maybe bad. I did not expect it to be this bad. And I think it's going to be a tense meeting when they actually take away the cameras and they actually meet face to face, because Elon Musk almost didn't come up because of all this other laundry list of grievances that President Trump had prepared.
He hit them with in South Africa, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the farmers, they're dying, they're walking outside. There's what's that stuff that the farmers have on the ground that's cancerous that they put out here, the pesticide stuff. What it's called?
Pesticide.
You know what I'm talking about.
Roundup.
Roundup. They're taking the Roundup and they're eating the Roundup and they're passing out.
Shit, we're eating the Roundup.
They're taking it out the bag and eating it. They're eating it. Then they're taking it, feeding the dogs and the cats, and they're eating the
potato chips and everything else. That's why we should have talked about the Maha movement today.
He hit him with the Haitian. He hit him with the Haitian.
You gotta let the audacity, yo. He was like, look, speak to this. Speak to this. I mean, the thing is that I liked about it is that he addressed the elephant in the room immediately. Like, this is what everybody's talking about.
He made the interns roll squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Exhibit it. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the farmers. They're disappearing. They're dying.
The only thing I think that this does, it makes people not want to take him seriously to some effect, because he would do that to an African nation, but he wouldn't do that to France. He wouldn't do that to a lot of these countries that have colonies or whatever else within other countries. He hasn't talked about that. So
I don't know. I mean, if it's discussed enough, Trump is so damn outspoken. I don't see him not bringing up certain things. Now, what I will say is, at times he do go off a little uncocked. We see that, you know what I mean? And I feel like he probably should have delved into that a lot more deeper than just some headlines, especially when the way he talk about fake news all the damn time.
Oh, you mean kind of like the Haitians and all that going on? You know, they're eating the
dogs, but that actually was being the actual people.
Some truth to that.
City was telling him this is what was going on. What he went off of was some documentaries, and if you're not there, you don't see it enough, then you don't know what's going on. You got to dig a little deeper. At least that man came over here willing to talk. Now, off camera, he could have easily addressed it. I think the way he presented it was distasteful. It definitely, it didn't give the right presidency he was going for. It definitely wasn't the best look for him. So, yeah, he took an L on that one. I will give him that. Because I feel like you probably should have dug a little deeper into that information. Don't do like other folks who have been, against you for however long. Do what they normally do. Find a headline and run with it. That's kind of what he did there. And
I'm gonna be quiet after this. All I heard is they eating the dogs, they eating the cats. They killing them out there. They taking pitchforks away from the farmers. They can't even do their crop sharing. There's no water. They've taken everything away. Like that's all I heard. It's just an
What this
embellishment
does
of
is it tried to do a humiliation tactic on the world stage from one of the BRICS nations. That's really what this is.
That's the other part of it.
So is it distasteful? Yeah, and that's the reason why I don't enjoy this, because it's the TV spectacle that he
Yeah.
would be doing for the politics stuff to get headlines. Um, it pulls to the base, yeah, you showing him, blah, 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 but
Yeah. I
to
mean,
me,
people
it's a nothing
celebrated it.
burger on this one. Like
Yeah,
it's a
though.
nothing burger, but it is going to impact negotiations, diplomatic stuff with BRICS nations, and they're buying all the gold up right now. So that's what
Right.
we need to actually be talking about versus
Yeah.
some stuff that really ain't for real.
And I like, again, if you're concerned about white farmers, that's one thing. It's a way you could go about it. So it's the discussions that could have been had. And there's more research you could have did. And over in Africa, their political scene is crazy. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them are their actions are way worse than ever than Trump could do with it.
it's also interesting because that's a country that apartheid wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. Like they legitimately, when you start talking about colorism and all that stuff going on over there, like they're not that far removed. Where like you talking about like white farmers, like they used to be probably the only farmers. So the only ones who own stuff. Who knows I don't know what the climate is over there, but like to address
China taking it over or trying to. That's the climate right now.
I'm actually surprised the president's a black dude, to be honest with you. I'm actually incredibly surprised.
Because from a political scene and for face value, it makes sense to have a black president over there.
Yeah, 95% African.
Yeah.
Like, why would?
But don't get it messed up.
I don't know their system. I don't know if they vote or not.
Asia is running this rap shit when it comes to Africa right now. They got a police state in every major country over there. Asia is heavy. They teaching their kids Chinese right now in Mandarin. You got black faces over there speaking Mandarin right now. Like they not playing.
And they trying to prime land too. They're waterways. They're on
soil is so rich.
Canal.
So they over there shopping. Which is smart.
Mines, various things, then because you take them loans, like cash is paid, payday advance on them kind of loans. And that's really what's going on. Oh, you can't pay the loan? Well, this is sovereign land now, and we own it.
There you go.
Speaking of pay and own, we're going to go ahead with our last part as we go ahead and slide on out. So they trying to get rid of the penny. That's crazy work. I can't even imagine. I mean, I'm sure people have said stuff like this in the past about various things in history, but I can't really imagine like a world without pennies. Like I almost feel like
paying 05 for everything. Shit, that's what's
next. They're gonna take the nickels next.
Well, unless you pay, if you pay in cash, you're gonna pay 05 for something. But if you paying with card, it's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. It's the same.
Nah, they need to do everything that's gonna be like that there, because that's just
it ain't gonna be like that because there's no reason to if you're paying with a card.
But
if
you can
with cash, then it's 05. You're gonna round.
They're gonna have to figure that out because people do splits. How they gonna split it? Like if I only got, $9.32 on my card or something like that, it's $10.25 or something like that. What they gonna do about that?
You can't get it.
You said on your card.
Yeah, people split payments. I'm saying if they do X amount on their card and do the other in cash. I'm just saying when that comes out.
Whoever got the card got to round it to the 05, and then
they're gonna be like you. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you short? You ain't got it. Pay me a different way."
So you're gonna be giving up that nickel, even if it's like 3 cents. Let's say something's 3 cents, you got to pay the nickel on that and just eat the 2 cent.
They ain't gonna charge you 3 cents no more. They're gonna go according to what the dollars that's available. Watch this. Ain't no more penny candy. It's nickel candy. Then after that, it's gonna be quarter candy.
Right.
Because they tired of being
candy.
Yeah. They tired of being, excuse the phrase, shortchanged. They said, the hell with that penny. Penny ain't never did nothing to me. Crackheads gonna look at you like you out your mind. Beggars gonna be like, "What you doing with this damn penny? What I'm gonna do with a damn penny?" Jim Jones, where the nickels? We need a nickel. Talking about Plain Dane gonna come at me and start. He gonna give me 5 pennies. I threw it back at him. We started fighting until he gave me some nickels.
It's gonna be crazy. And I know that some of the pennies are made with copper. Same with like nickels are made with nickel, and then quarters. Some of them are made with silver. I want to say, I think it's silver.
Quarters.
I think some of them are like silvers in some of the quarters, like the old ones. So as we start talking about like how much stuff is worth, I mean, technically your penny's worth more than a penny if it's a real copper penny. Then
all they're gonna do is just make the worth of
your pennies
go up. If you got your pennies, if you got a big jar full of them, you about to be sitting on some paper. Just
don't keep no pennies. Don't keep no pennies before 1985.
I don't know what year it is, but yeah, you gotta get something
because it ain't made out of copper. So
you mean after
that's what I'm saying. You know, right now it's somebody from the 70s that was on the end of the world is coming ish, and they got a bunch of jars filled with change sitting in the basement somewhere next to the tuna from 1988. And they gonna be like, when it all hit the Fed, they about to have some money. We'll cash that ish in. They're gonna be at one of those machines, those what the coin machines called? You see them in the grocery stores?
Oh, with the thing that comes by that takes
coin star.
The coin star. They're gonna be at the coin star getting robbed, basically. Coin star gonna like, we'll give you 13 more cents.
Yeah. But you know what's the point of it? Because it says it costs 4 cents to make 1 penny, so it costs 4 times as much to make a penny for people who ain't gonna do nothing with it no way.
Exactly.
So I feel
we don't even like pennies. We don't even like pennies unless we got a lot of pennies. That's the only time they're valued.
But then what you gonna do with them? You gonna put them in a roll and they're gonna sit in the basement, like you just said.
Yeah.
So,
until you go to the bank, and then the bank gonna look at you like,
what we gonna do with these pennies?
What the fuck we gonna do with them pennies?
They roll them and put them up. They roll them and put them up.
How about you put? They're gonna say, how about you put these in a boxing glove and go punch them up with some nickels, and then come back to see us. We can't do nothing with these pennies.
I wonder if there's gonna be a bigger thing. Maybe they press the pennies into something. I don't know. Maybe
they're gonna buy them back. Them pennies gonna get used to make some copper wire or something. They're gonna find a new way to revalue.
There is no copper in them damn pennies like that. That's the whole point.
What are they actually made of? Let's see what the
iodine and some other issue. When they go bad, you see what
let's not tell people iodine when
it's made from zinc.
Got handy dandy Google. Exactly.
It was made from bronze, 95% copper and 5% zinc back in the day.
Yep.
Yep.
It said the penny
before 1980 something, like 84, 85.
So it was only pure copper from 1793 to 1837.
Or they're gonna also become decoration. Like there's people that take a bunch of pennies and make floors out of them. They reinforce their floors, put that bunch of pennies on the floor, and then put that clear stuff over
it. Put it on top of it.
Yep.
Look at that. Plain Dane trying to give you all DIY.
Be a decorative situation in like your local movie theater's bathroom. Like, ooh, look at the pennies.
That's crazy.
Pissing on pennies. All right.
Wow. Okay. So I am your co-host, Jim Jones. That's all we got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all rocking with us and coming through, spending some time with us on this political and news drip today. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you have not, just click that. It don't cost you nothing. It don't take nothing but just 1 second of your time. Hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button and then hit that share button. If you get a chance, share it with 2 friends plus your grandma, your auntie, or a family member that you think that would enjoy this or just need some laughter into their news. Very much appreciate it. So I'm going to hand you on over to my co-host. Plain Dane, what you got on the outro?
Man, I appreciate you all sitting through my Kentucky coffee. You know, I had that good bourbon.
Oh, that's what was in your cup. You had a what? What's a Kentucky coffee?
Kentucky coffee is some cold brew coffee mixed with a little bit of Splenda, you know what I mean, and some cinnamon and some bourbon, which I use my Maker's Mark bourbon for that. And
not sponsored, but y'all can.
And guess what? I ain't even drunk. I'm about to stay up, have a good time. You know, it's Friday. The kids is asleep. And I'm about to get into some grown man stuff.
Or another
whatever
live.
that may look like. Whatever that may look like. But
or another live. If you up to it.
Or another live.
Or trying to get away from the political stuff and get on the mess. That's what you want.
We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate it. This is a long, long weekend. And we might even hit y'all with another live and another live because it's that long weekend. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all want to see us do more lives? Do y'all want more videos? Do y'all like the shorts? Let us know in the comments. We appreciate y'all. And then also don't forget, tell us where you from. We want to make sure we connect with y'all and do the polls. All right, I'm gonna be quiet.
Yes. Everything she said and then some. Feed us info about what you guys are looking for. We definitely want to cater to you all. Press that button with both fingers. You know, if you with your husband, press that button. When you with your side piece, press that button. You know, get some entertainment in your news. Okay, you don't always have to be doom and gloom. We can make fun of these people.
Piece.
Huh?
Get your love and your husband. Let them go ahead and watch this. Enjoy it.
And like the sneaky link, I slid that in. I didn't mean that to be broadcasted. Yeah.
It's so late.
Thank you all for showing up, man. We do appreciate you all, man. We gonna be you gonna see us through. We dripping daily these days, so it's not like y'all. I hope y'all don't think y'all got enough of us, because y'all gonna get some more. And it's a long weekend too.
Cash, you got any plugs you got that you want to put in there?
Nope.
Okay. We out here. Bye, y'all. Make sure you drop that drip in the comments.
Yes.
Droplets whisper past